Hello and welcome to another episode of Mark and Mark in the Morning.
Blend Schools.net's homeroom.
So Mark, what do we have new for today?
New features in Blackboard Service Pack 8.
That's right. This is going to be 2 episodes?
Yeah, episode 1 of 2. That's how many new features there are.
I know. So why don't we dive in?
Let's dive in.
Yeah.
So right away, we're hoping you've logged in already.
Yeah, we're hoping that you've seen something a little different.
I know, and it should just look different.
Yeah.
How will we describe it? It's flatter, it's cleaner, it's
Smoother.
more contemporary
yeah.
looking. It just looks nice.
Smooth lines, the whole 9 yards.
Smooth lines.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for example, you'll notice the buttons at the top. There's one major thing though that might have thrown you off guard if you haven't figured it out. You used to have the double down arrows when you're in the edit mode on, edit mode off. Now you actually kind of have to hover, and they're not double down arrows. They're just a single arrow.
I used to love the double down.
And that just isn't on your menu. It is throughout the entire Blackboard environment.
You go inside a unit here, and we'll find when I see my items, I have to do that little hover, right?
Yeah.
Got to do that.
Now, what are some of the other features there on that page, Mark, that's
That's a good
unique?
question. I'll remind myself by looking. There is a new kind of separation between the content
Yes.
items, right? So as you notice, as I point my mouse to the different parts, they sort of highlight the color changes slightly, and they kind of pop out slightly from the page. And then as I hover away, it gets cleaner and so on and so forth.
It helps you when you're grabbing a hold of something moving.
For sure. You can, if you have a really long item, you can see based on that little yellow bar, like where that item lives on your page. So it's nice.
So I really like that separation of content. The other thing that you're going to also notice, maybe you haven't or not, but themes are now integrated with Blackboard.
Yeah. Before you could do colors, right?
Well, you could always go to your customization, but you had to do a couple clicks. You go to customization, go to styles, and you could pick, those different colors. Now they actually have a theme button right at the top where you can pick a variety of different themes. Now, you can't customize specifically. Each theme has their own colors, but there's a lot to choose from.
What's your fave?
I think I'm Starry Night.
Starry Night?
Yeah, I'm the Starry Night
kind
kind
of
of guy.
Van Gogh fan. Ooh, look at that. There's like stars.
Yeah, isn't that kind of cool?
That is cool. I like Flame. I don't know where it is, but it's in there somewhere. It has lots of red, flamey colors in it.
Yeah, so if you really want to mess with your kids, change your themes weekly.
Keep them on their toes with a new theme every day.
That's right.
So yeah, just general look. Right?
Okay, so that's pretty much the new look and feel.
Yeah.
What do we have next, Mark?
Well, there's a whole new side and section, and specifically naming of the standards tool.
No more standards?
No more standards. They now have goals.
Goals?
Instead of standards.
Oh. Okay.
Like in football?
Are they the same?
Goals! Yes, they are the same.
Okay, so basically a goal is a standard is a goal.
That's correct.
But we just have to call it goal.
We have to call it goal because if you go to your class tools menu and you look for standards, you'll be looking for a long time. You won't be able to find it.
I guess it's kind of the compatibility between K-12 and higher ed, Mark.
Maybe. Maybe they just don't like K-12. I don't know. But yeah, if you were a standard alignment user before, now you're going to look for goals. Everything's called goals.
Nothing has changed in your course.
Right.
Okay. You're not going to say those standards no longer exist to your alignment.
Yeah.
Everything's the same. It's just the actual name between standards.
That's it.
That's
it. Simple as that.
Yep.
I did update some of the goals over the summer break too.
Yep.
So you might find some new ones in there as well. You might go check those out.
Yeah, one of the biggest problems I had in a training, I'm sitting there looking for the standards. We're going to go over standards today. It's not there. What happened to it? It's goals now. It's goals now.
Remember goals. That one is hard to remember.
Yeah. So what else, Mark?
Well, they've added a new report. You used to be able to run what they call a class coverage report.
Yeah, pretty much covered everything. What standards you're covering, which ones you're not, even ones that are graded or not being graded. But the problem is with that is never give me any performance data.
Exactly. It's great that I've covered all the standards in my course, but how are my students achieving on those standards?
Especially the graded ones.
Goals, as they're actually called now.
Standards.
So goals, standards.
Standards, goals.
So this new report, which let's dive right in and take a look. You can run achievement reports now on your goals.
Yep.
So if you go to evaluation and class reports.
Pretty much the same way. And there's a lot of new reports in here that we're going to dive into next episode. We're really just showing you one.
Yep, we're looking at course performance. In classic style, you hit the down arrow and you only have the option to run. Right?
There you go.
So hopefully it's easy to work out how to use it.
It's not like you can just have a button there, run.
I mean, that would take up too much space. And then you're going to select a couple of different options here. So when you get in here, the first thing you're going to choose is the goal set. Now, again, if you've not used goals before, you might want to go and check out other episodes, check out tutorials. Your course has to be aligned with a goal set before this will even work.
And a goal set could be your mathematics for Algebra 1 or
Right.
Common Core.
Common Core, hopefully Common Core is in there. You check your goal set, then you put in a performance target level. That's the level that you want your students to, in a perfect world, achieve. Not necessarily 100%, it might be 80% mastery or something like that.
Yep.
Whatever you choose, I'm going to put in, say, 80% there. And then you're going to choose, what's the average range? What do you want your students to fall in? In this case, we've chosen 5.
Yep.
75 to 85%.
That sounds good.
And it's going to tell me where my students lie. Got some other options there you can choose from. Then you just click submit, and that's going to run you a performance report.
Yeah, and really this takes goals, standards.
Standards.
I have to think to a whole new level, and I think this was kind of their design process.
Yeah.
Get the standards,
standards,
or goals in there. And then they gave you a coverage report, and now they're building in a performance report. So I think it's like you have to put the functionality in there, and then you can build upon it.
Exactly. So here you see, you can look at the report for yourself, but you get the basic idea. It's showing me how many students are above, below my tolerance.
Yeah.
You keep scrolling down, you get individual student performance. Keep scrolling down again. This is actually probably my favorite part at the bottom.
Yeah.
Is it shows your actual goal, standard, and what the average percentage is on that standard. You can then click the standard, drill down a level.
Drill down some.
You can drill down a level for the grades. It's cool. I like
this is a great reporting tool, especially if you have some standardized tests within your district that you give it a certain grade level or whatever. Those tests could be compiled then by your class and other classes, which I think are some really great tools and really could take the functionality of online assessment at the building level, at the grade level, a step higher than what you could do before.
Exactly. It gives you another reason to align your content.
Correct.
That's what's the beauty of it. I really like this new report. I think it's cool. So that's it for this time.
That's it for this session. We have a few new features coming out in the next episode, so you want to stay tuned because they're just as great as these ones.
How is that possible?
I don't know. Hey, I want to thank everyone for watching another episode of Mark and Mark in the Morning.
Blended School's on its homeroom.
See you later.